This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The Baltimore Bullets faced the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden for Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Semifinals on April 8, 1973. Baltimore was coached by Gene Shue in his sixth full season with the club. The Bullets had lost the NBA Finals in 1971 and dropped a little bit earlier in the Eastern Conference Finals in 1972. They added All-Star Elvin Hayes to the roster in 1973 in a trade with the Rockets, which made a huge difference, skyrocketing the team to a 52-30 record in the regular season. New York was coached by Red Holtzman, and they were a dominant team in the early 1970s. They won the NBA Finals in 1970, lost the Eastern Conference Finals in 1971, and lost to the Lakers in the NBA Finals in 1972. This audio recording is from an upstate New York radio broadcast featuring announcers John Sterling and Joe Hassell.
This is Game 5 in a best-4 of 7-game series for this divisional title. New York leading 3 games to 1. And oddly enough, you'll remember that during the regular season, New York won the first 3 games between these two teams. Then Baltimore came on to win the next 3 games. And here again in the playoffs, we have the same pattern. New York winning the first 3 games, but Baltimore winning last Friday night at Baltimore. And now we'll see, will Baltimore go on to win the next 3, which they have to do to stay in contention, and finally bring it to a 7-game series. We'll have the starting lineups in just 60 seconds.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 W-A-B-Y.
At a forward position, Elvin Hayes, 6'9½", 26 years old, 235 pounds from Houston. During the regular season, he averaged 21 points a game for the Bullets. At the other forward, it'll be Mike Reardon, 27 years old, 6'4", 200 pounds from Providence. He's averaging 18 points a game. At center, it'll be Wes Unseld, 6'7½", 26 years old, 245 from Louisville, averaging 13 points a game. And at another guard, Archie Clark, 6'2", averaging 18 points a game, 31 years old, 6'2", 175 from Minnesota. And Phil Chenier at the other guard. He's 6'3", averaging 20 points a game, 21 years old, 6'3", 180 from California. For the Knicks at a forward, it'll be Dave DeBusschere, averaging 16 points a game. DeBusschere's 32 years old, 6'6", 235 from Detroit. At the other forward, Bill Bradley, 29 years old, 6'5", 205 from Princeton, hitting 16 points a game. At a center position, Willis Reed, 30 years old, 6'10", 240 from Grambling, averaging 11 points a game. And the high scorer for the Knicks at a guard, Walt Frazier, averaging 21 points a game. Frazier's 27 years old, 6'4", 205 from Southern Illinois. And the other guard, Earl Monroe, averaging 16 points a game. He's 27 years old, 6'3", 190 from Winston-Salem. The officials, Richie Powers and Bob Rakel, with Manny Sokol as an alternate. More Knicks basketball after this from Mobile.
Hiya, folks. This is Honest Harold here, speaking to you from Honest Harold Car Lot, right on the corner of Main Street and Broadway. We have a lot of bargains today, like the car this man here is looking at. Can I help you, sir?
Nah, I just like to fool around with engines.
Well, anything in particular you're looking for?
Just dirt, sludge, grime. I love filthy engines.
Well, you won't find any dirt around these cars.
That's why I brought my own with me. I'll just deposit a little grime here, a little soot there, and before you know it...
Hey, stop it! Stop it!
No need to worry, sir. I'm Mobile Detergent Gasoline. I was listening to your radio program and realized you were in trouble, so I raced right over.
Can you do something about this filthy madman?
I may be Mobile Detergent Gasoline, but I'm also known as the Grime Fighter. I do everything in my power to help a car's performance by helping to keep engines clean.
Well, I guess you're going to have to find some other engine to fool around with, Mr. Dirt.
Mobile around, I may have to look for a new job.
Back at Madison Square Garden, here's how New York and Baltimore shaped up playing against one another. Frazier averaged 19 points a game. Monroe, 17. DeBusschere, 16. Reed, 12. And Bradley, 10. For Baltimore, Clark averaged 18. Reardon, 17. Chenier, 17. Hayes, 17. And Unseld averaged 15 points a game. At New York, here at Madison Square Garden, Monroe averaged 17 points a game against Baltimore. Frazier, 16. Reed, 15. DeBusschere, 15. And Bradley, 12. And here at New York, Baltimore, Hayes averaged 21 points a game against the Knicks. Reardon, 17. Clark, 14. Chenier, 14. And Unseld, 12. Frank Blauschel compiling a beautiful set of statistics. You can talk for 3 and 4 days on the material that he's given to you. For example, here at New York, Baltimore has averaged 95 points a game, while the Knicks have averaged 89 points a game. So you see the advantage over the season for Baltimore has been in their favor. John Condon introducing the Baltimore Bullets, pointing out to the sellout crowd that this is game number 5 in a best 4 of 7 series, with New York leading 3 games to 1. Hayes is being introduced as a forward, but bear in mind that on the tap, he will jump center. Anytime there's a jump ball, he'll be in there. Hayes and Reard are the forwards, as we mentioned. Unseld at center, played a beautiful game. Tremendous on switching and great on picking and blocking shots. Archie Clark came out of the Civic Center the other night while Carl and I were waiting for our bus, and we told him what a fine game he had played. He was very modest. He very silently and quietly said, thank you very much. The Baltimore lineup is as we gave it to you. And here's that crowd reaction for the Knicks. Dave DeBusschere being introduced. DeBusschere and Bradley at the forward. Reed, who probably played the poorest game of his career last Friday night, is at center. Walt Frazier at the other guard. And Earl Monroe. So the lineups which we gave you are intact. And we'll have the top off after this word from Volkswagen.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
More power to the people. That was the Volkswagen story last year, when we increased the power of our station wagon by 32%. And this year, for 1973, we've made our powerful wagon easier to handle and to drive. Our new roller-type steering system makes the car easier to steer and maneuver. A new automatic transmission makes it easier to drive. And you still get all that gigantic Volkswagen carrying space, since the VW wagon holds nearly twice as much as the average conventional wagon. Drive the new 1973 VW station wagon soon. It's easy, easier than ever before.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
Visit one of your local authorized Volkswagen dealers and find out why there are over 4 million Volkswagens on the American road today.
14 WABY.
The crowd can tell you more than we can about the excitement, crowd talking it up. And somebody's got to figure out that the home court has a tremendous advantage. Dancing Harry's down there putting the hex on his old friendly team, the Baltimore Bullets. He's swirling around in the corner and getting this crowd up. And I'll tell you, this is going to be a tough thing for Baltimore to overcome. It's a psychological advantage, but a tremendous one as these two teams get ready. New York can win this one and wrap up this particular series and go on to meet Boston. If they lose this one, it's back to Baltimore, and there it's going to be tough. Baltimore in their traveling uniforms, big orange stripe, orange, white, and dark blue stripes. The Knicks in their home uniforms are white with orange numbers and blue piping. Well, we've already gone past starting time, running a couple minutes late, and the officials telling the players to get out there, and as usual, Baltimore's out there very quickly. They've got 4 men out there. Chenier coming out last. Knicks coming out. Frazier's got to try his shoe. He's lost a couple and had problems with him in previous games. Well, everybody's all set, ready to go, and so is John Sterling. John?
Thank you, Joe, and good afternoon, everyone. Along the Knicks radio network, on the tip, it goes to Baltimore in their forecourt to Unseld. He gives back to Clark. The Bullets need a win to stay alive. The Knicks need a win to wrap the series up. On the deep right side, it's Mike Reardon, head of the key. Left of the key, Chenier. Left baseline, Clark. Low posting for Hayes. He spins, he shoots, it is good. Elvin Hayes, and he begins where he's left off. He's scored 70 points the last 2 games, 2-0 Baltimore. Monroe up court for the Knicks. Give it back to Bradley. Dollar bill on the deep left side, around a Reed pick to the head of the key, cutting right baseline, Frazier. Frazier played by Clark. Frazier backs him in, spins, no shot. Frazier now cross-court pass, head of the key, Bradley. Right-hand jumper from there. It is around the rim and out. The rebound is taken in the corner by Chenier. And Chenier throws it cross-court to Archie Clark. Archie in forecourt. Archie on the deep left side, played by Frazier. Head of the key goes to Unseld. Now they look for Hayes on the side. Hayes has it. Hayes now give it back to Clark. In the lane, Clark, a running right-hander. It is around the rim and out. The rebound by Dave DeBuscher. 2-0 Baltimore. We've begun game 6 of the Garden. Head of the key, Frazier. Frazier left of the key, played by Chenier. Chenier now head of the key for Willis Reed, facing the hoop, played by Unseld. Low posting now Monroe in the lane. The turnaround jumper is around the rim and in. And it's 2-2. Ahead of the field now is Hayes in the corner. He shoots a long jumper. It is no good off the rim. Rebound by Frazier. Frazier comes out dribbling. Deep left side, DeBuscher. DeBuscher holding the ball. Now DeBuscher cuts left in the lane, out to Reed. Reed in the lane, a running left-hand pass to DeBuscher. He lays it up and in. Out the basket, he was fouled. Elvin Hayes will draw the foul, and Dave DeBuscher will have a chance for a 3-point play. The Knicks lead 4-2, 10:24 left in the first quarter. First foul on Hayes and the team. Foul shot by DeBuscher is good. The Knicks lead at 5-2. The Bullets now facing pressure in the backcourt. Clark, played by Monroe, loops the pass to Chenier, and Phil will bring it across the line, played loosely now by Frazier. Chenier, head of the key for Unseld. Unseld now facing the basket, played by Reed. Looks for a pass. Low post for Chenier. Chenier to the left baseline. Chenier now backs in Frazier. Spins for the jumper. It is around the rim and no good. The rebound is back tapped by Unseld to Clark. Clark, right of the lane. Clark, right baseline. Fall-away jumper is good. And it's 5-4. So Unseld, a big offensive rebound, keeping the ball alive. 5-4 Knicks. DeBuscher, forecourt. DeBuscher, right side, played by Hayes. DeBuscher, head of the key now, stops his dribble, looking for the pass. Deep right side, it's Reed. Stolen by Chenier. Chenier ahead of the field. Chenier will get an easy layup. And he missed it! He missed it off the back rim. Rebound, Frazier. Frazier, forecourt. Frazier, right of the key. Frazier, baseline jumper, Reed. Good. And it's 7-4 Knicks. Boy, Chenier missed a layup. He was 10 feet in front of everybody. All right, Clark comes across the line. Clark now gives it out to Reardon. Reardon is way outside. Head of the key, Unseld, played by Reed. Unseld now walks with the ball as he was played tough by Reed. The ball rolls out of bounds, and I think the Bullets want time. And they do want time. There is a timeout on the court. With the score, the Knicks 7, the Bullets 4. More Knicks basketball in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second Glass Track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
Back at Madison Square Garden, 9:07 to go in the first quarter. New York leading 7-4, and Gene Shue doesn't want New York to go into any kind of a runaway. So he's called timeout to talk it over with the team. Gene has a coaching philosophy of when his team's got the ball, he jumps up and gives them signals what he wants. And this distracts his team. It breaks their concentration. And we've had a couple of passes go out of bounds because the players were looking at him instead of following the ball. Here's John.
7-4 the Knicks. Head of the key to Busher. Played by Hayes. Off the pick comes Bradley. Bradley cuts in the lane. Has an open jumper. It is short. This is an easy one. The rebound goes to Chenier. Here's a 3-on-2 break. Chenier, his pass is knocked away by DeBuscher. Stolen though by Reardon. Reardon with a little jumper, but the play was nullified by Richie Powers, who will call out of bounds on the Knicks. And it will be bullet ball underneath their own basket. Reardon will trigger it in from underneath his own hoop. He does so on the right baseline of Clark. Clark, shake and bake move in the lane, gets the pass underneath to Unseld. He lays it up and in. Good pass by Clark, who could not get free for the shot. It's 7-6. The Knicks by 1. Frazier brings it across the line on the right side. Around it, a Busher pick. Open jumper, Frazier is good. 9-6. The Knicks by 3. Archie to walk it up. Clark comes across the line. Now Clark continuing with his dribble, cutting to the right side of the key. Played by Monroe. Cross court left of the key, Chenier. Underneath to Unseld, he lays it up and in. He laid it up over Reed in the lane. Good pass by Chenier. It's 9-8. Up court comes Monroe. Earl across the line. Earl on the deep left side. Left-hand dribble. Played by Chenier. Around a Reed pick. Monroe in the lane. Spinning. Right-hander is blocked by Hayes out of bounds. Elvin went way up in the air and just smacked it out of bounds. He could have caught that shot. Monroe to bring it in. Underneath the hoop. Looking. Deep outside it goes to DeBuscher. DeBuscher left of the lane with a left-hand dribble. Stops the dribble. Outside Frazier in the lane. And they're going to call a foul on Unseld as he held out DeBuscher. Foul on West. That'll be his first foul and second on the team. The Knicks have not committed a foul as of yet. Monroe, deep right side, holding the ball. Right baseline, Bradley. In the lane, it goes to Reed. Back to Bradley. In the lane, the running right-handers up and in. Bradley now gets the hoop. Here's Reardon the other way. Holds it up. Out to Clark. 15-footer, Archie's good. And it's 11-10 Knicks. This is a good ball game. All the Knicks have now scored. Everyone has 2. DeBuscher has 3 on that three-point play. Here's Frazier. Deep right side. Frazier now coming head of the key, has an open jumper. It is good. Walt Frazier. Tough jumper. He forced it up. That's a long jumper, a little bit out of his range. 13-10. The Knicks lead it by 3. 7:15 left in the first quarter. Well played. Chenier outside. Cross court, it goes to Clark left of the key. Clark now in the lane for Unseld. Knocked out of his hands. West picks it up. West now shoots a turnaround jumper. It's short. The rebound is taken by DeBuscher. DeBuscher's pass to Bradley. Forecourt DeBuscher on the deep left side, played by Hayes. DeBuscher holds the ball. Now cuts right around the Reed pick. Now low post to Reed. Knocked out of his hands by Hayes. And Hayes has drawn his second foul. Baltimore has 3 team fouls. They're all on the big men. Hayes 2 and Unseld 1. Monroe triggers it in to Frazier. Frazier left of the key, holding the ball. Monroe coming away from a pick. They're going to call a foul now, a technical foul on Team 2. Richie Powers calling a technical foul on 2, and Bradley will go to the line to shoot the technical. Bradley's technical is around the rim and in. The Knicks lead by 4, 14-10. And Earl Monroe will trigger it in from the near side in forecourt. He does so to Frazier. Clyde now cutting right to the head of the key. Right of the lane now, it's Monroe. Monroe in the lane, turn away and jumper is good. They low posted Earl, and Earl spun the jumper up and in. 16-10. The Knicks have the largest lead of the game, 6 points. In forecourt, Chenier loses the dribble, picks it up, hands it off to Clark. Clark deep outside. Now Clark around a Reardon pick, comes to the right side. Head of the key, Reardon. Open jumper by Mike is good. Count the basket. There was a foul on the play. The foul was against Bradley and trying to run through an Unseld pick. Bradley's first, the team's first. Reardon gets the hoop, and Unseld will have a foul shot. So the Bullets, with this foul shot, could cut that lead in half. It was 16-10. It could be 16-13. Foul shot by Wesley is long. Rebound in the lane, Frazier. Frazier comes up on a gallop. Leads Monroe. Right of the key. Monroe back to Frazier. Frazier holds the ball. Frazier cuts to the right baseline. Turnaround jumper. Frazier is around it, out for the rebound. And there's a foul on the play. A foul underneath on Dave DeBuscher. That was a loose ball, non-shooting foul on Dave DeBuscher. First on DeBuscher, second on the team. 16-12, 6:05 left in the quarter. Here's Chenier up court. Chenier now cuts to the right of the key. Now right baseline Chenier. Forced jumper is good. Tough shot by Chenier. And all the Bullets have scored at 16-14. Frazier brings it across the line. Frazier now looks right side of the key. Here's the jumper by Reed. It is short. Rebound to Elvin Hayes. He hands off to Unseld, and the Bullets again will walk it up. The Knicks get back faster than almost any team in pro ball. You almost can't run on the Knicks. Here's Clark outside, being played tough by Monroe. Clark has trouble getting away. Clark now cutting to the left side. Unseld low post, gets the ball. Unseld right of the lane, low posting, holding the ball, doesn't look for the shot. West now head of the key for Hayes, and the 24-second clock. That 24-second clock went off. The Bullets never got a shot. So the Knicks will bring it up. They lead in the ball game 16-14 with 5:20 left in the quarter. Monroe over the line. Monroe's on the deep left side. Play by Chenier. Round a Reed pick. Monroe left. Baseline jumper is no good. Long rebound. Wes Unseld. Outlet pass goes to Reardon. Quickly, Mike in forecourt. Reardon in the lane. All the way to the hoop with the running left-hand hook. Good. Count the basket. He was fouled by Bradley. So Reardon ties it at 16. The second on Bradley. The third on the team. And Reardon will go the line trying to complete the three-point play. Reardon with 4 points in the ball game. He and Bradley have had some war in this series. Foul shot. Reardon is rounded in. He rolled it in. And the Bullets have scored 7 straight points, Joe. They now lead 17-16. 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. 17-16 Bullets. Monroe right of the key for Frazier. Frazier holds the ball. Frazier holds the ball. Holds it. Now in the lane it goes to Reed. He lays it up and in. Reed spun away inside from Unseld and got a good Frazier pass. 18-17 Knicks. 4:40 left in the quarter. Clark across the line, played by Earl. Give it out to Reardon. Reardon high posted now for Unseld. Unseld faces the basket. Right side it goes to Clark. Now low posting for Reardon. Reardon in the lane. A sweeping lefty hook is no good. Long rebound. Frazier. Frazier covers up the ball. Now comes out dribbling. Frazier comes across the line, played by Archie Clark. Frazier with a good move in the lane. He was fouled on the play. No, they're going to call an offensive foul. Richie Powers called an offensive foul. And it was on Frazier. So with 4:15 left, the Bullets have a chance to take the lead. They're down by 1, 18-17. Chenier in forecourt, right side, deep right side Reardon. Chenier gets it back at the head of the key. Underneath to Clark, going without the ball, he lays it in. Beautiful pass by Chenier to Clark, going without the ball. And the Knicks swan time. Timeout on the court with the score. The Bullets 19, the Knicks 18. Now, here's a word from Volkswagen.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
Something big has happened to the new 1973 Volkswagen Super Beetle. First of all, we've changed its looks completely. Not outside, but inside. For more comfort, we put in new contoured bucket seats. Lots of headroom and legroom up front. For a new look and a whole new feel of driving, we put in a bigger curved windshield, a handsomer padded dash, improved our fresh air ventilation, And the biggest news of all, overall, we've increased the interior space to make this the biggest, most comfortable Beetle ever. See the new 1973 Volkswagen. You're in for a big surprise.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
Visit one of your local authorized Volkswagen dealers and find out why there are over 4 million Volkswagens on the American road today. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Knicks Radio Network.
In the Capital District, this is the home of the New York Knicks. WABY, Albany.
Back at Madison Square Garden, 4:02 to go. Baltimore leading 19-18. A nip and tuck ball game. Baltimore playing good basketball. They're a tough team. You can't sweep this team 4 games to none, and the Knicks found it out. Reed is not playing good basketball. He's not rebounding, and the Knicks need it. Okay, John.
All right, Monroe comes across the line. The Knicks are down by 1, 19-18. 3:50 left in the quarter. Here's Bradley. Low post now. Reardon underneath it goes to DeBusschere. He brings it out. No shot. He's on the right baseline now. Underneath the Reed. The sweeping lefty hook. It's around and out. He got a bad break. Now ahead of the field is Reardon driving on Bradley. Reardon in the lane. Sweeping lefty hook. Reardon is around and good. So Reardon is taking Bradley to the hoop. Good outlet pass by Unseld then. And the Knicks are down by 3, 21-18. In forecourt, Frazier. Frazier head of the key, cutting left. Give it back to Butcher. Open jumper, Davis, long. Rebound by Chenier. Chenier comes out dribbling. Chenier head of the key. Now Chenier left of the key. Left baseline, Chenier forces a jumper. He got fouled in the play by Frazier. That's Clyde's second, and the Knicks 4th on the team. And once again, Joe, something like the other night in Baltimore, the Knicks are not taking good shots.
Yeah, Reed is forcing his shooting. He's not doing any good ball handling. Same thing as the other night. There's no Knick rebounding off the offensive board as Chenier hits his first shot, John.
Okay, Joe. Phil to go for one more. Chenier's foul shot is good. 2 by Chenier, and the Bullets have their largest lead, 5 points, 23-18. 3:15 left in the quarter. All right, Monroe brings it up. Earl deep right side to DeBusschere, and Earl gets it back. Earl on the deep right side, head of the key to Butcher, left of the key, Bradley. Open jumper is short, but he got fouled on the play by Reardon, and Bradley will go to the line for 2. 4th team foul on the Bullets, and the first on Reardon. Now, both teams are at the limit on personal fouls in the quarter. They both have 4. Any more, they'll be over the limit. Bill Bradley on the line. The first is no good off the front rim. Bradley in the ball game, 3 points. Foul shot. Bradley is good. 23-19, the Bullets by 4. Clark, now played by Monroe in the backcourt, starts to dribble it up. He'll dribble it slowly as Monroe's all over him. All right, Clark gets across the line. Clark now challenging Monroe, going to the hoop. He lays it up, and it is good. Count the basket. He was fouled in the play. I believe the foul is on Reed. Clark got fouled, taking Monroe to the hoop. He beat Monroe. Reed came over, and I believe Willis got the foul. It was on Reed. His first. Clark will get 2 to make 1 to try to complete the 3-point play. Clark has 8 points in the game. Here's the foul shot by Archie. It is good. And now the Bullets have the largest lead of the game, 7 points, 26-19. Monroe on the gallop. Monroe forecourt. Monroe right of the lane. Monroe now takes it to the right side, dribbling the ball. Reed sets the pick. Monroe around the pick. Head of the key, Bradley cutting right back to Monroe. Monroe in the lane. Turnaround jumper is around the rim and good. Beautiful touch by Earl. He rolled it in. Now Unseld gets it into Chenier. And Chenier out of the backcourt to Clark. Clark in forecourt, left of the lane. Now Clark holds it up. Looking for Shue for the set play. And here comes the play. Hayes sets a pick, Reardon to the baseline. And now the ball goes into Hayes' low post. Hayes spins. He shoots. It is short. The rebound, Reardon. Reardon lays it up and out. The rebound is taken by DeBusschere. Outlet pass, Bradley. Ahead, Monroe. Monroe forecourt. Jumper Earl is good. So Earl Monroe gets 4 straight points at 26-23. It's a 3-point Bullet lead with 1:55. Bullets calling a play. Clark outside, around a Reardon pick, right side, head of the key, Reardon. Reardon backs Bradley in, back to Unseld. Unseld, the running right-hander, it's short. The rebound is knocked out of bounds by the Bullets. It'll be New York ball. Monroe out of the backcourt. He sits 2 straight. 1:35 remaining in the quarter. The Knicks trail by 3. Monroe deep right side. Around to Reed pick. Earl head of the key. Bradley turnaround jumper. It is no good. Long rebound. Unseld. Wesley's outlet pass to Chenier, and the Knicks are back again. Bullets just can't run on the Knicks. The Knicks get back too quickly. Mark of a good team. All right, Clark crosses over, gives it head of the key now to Unseld. Unseld drives on Reed, stops for the jumper. It's good. Count the basket. He was fouled by Reed. Tough jumper by Wesley Unseld, and Reed gets another foul. That's 2 on Reed. The Knicks are over the limit, and Unseld gets 2 to make 1. Elvin Hayes has only 2 points in the ball game, and yet the Bullets have 28 in the quarter. Foul shot by West is good. Unseld now has 7 points, and the Bullets have a 6-point, 29-23 lead with 1:10 left. Monroe out of the backcourt. Deep left side, Bill Bradley. Played by Reardon. Played nose to nose. Now head of the key, Frazier. Frazier holds the ball. Frazier head of the key. Frazier dribbling. Now right of the lane, Monroe in the lane. The turnaround jumper is good. Earl Monroe is killing the Bullets. He's got 10 points. And Monroe has kept the Knicks in this ballgame at 29-25. 45 seconds left in the quarter. The Bullets lead it by 4. Chenier, a cross-court pass to Clark, deep outside. Now head of the key, Unseld. Alone is Chenier. Chenier underneath for Hayes. It's stolen. Picked up by Hayes. He lays it up and no good. The rebound is tapped over to Monroe. Monroe quickly in forecourt. Ahead to Bradley. Bradley running in the lane. Bradley left baseline underneath. He lays the pass off to Reed, and they're going to call a foul on the Bullets. And the Bullets will be over the limit. Bradley will get 2 shots. Foul is on Mike Reardon. 2 on Reardon. And Bradley will get 1 and 1, too. A moment ago, Frazier tried to steal the ball. Chenier was open. He got the ball. Bradley misses the first shot. And Chenier did not take the open shot. His pass resulted in, later, the Bullets losing the ball. First substitute of the game is in. Johnny Tresvan in at forward for Mike Reardon. Bradley's second foul shot is good. 29-26. The Bullets will play for 1 shot with 20 seconds left in the quarter. Bullets will be able to hold for the final shot. Chenier will bring it up. Played now by Frazier. Chenier is on the deep left side. Now they set a double pickup on the left baseline. Chenier backing Frazier in, backing him in. Left baseline, Chenier. Chenier now turns for the long jumper. It is good. A tough shot at the buzzer. Oh, what a shot by Chenier. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Bullets 31, the Knicks 26. Now this from Schaefer Beer.
Schaefer is the one beer to have. When you're having more than one. Doesn't ever fade, even when your thirst is down.
You know, almost any brewer can give you a good reason for switching to his beer. But Schaefer can give you the 2 best reasons of all. Your first glass of Schaefer and your second glass of Schaefer. That's all it takes to convince you that Schaefer is unique. The one beer with flavor that doesn't fade. First, frosty cold to glass to last. That's all it takes to make you switch to Schaefer.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
With John Shirley.
WABY.
This first quarter, Knicks not doing any rebounding off the offensive board. Monroe twice has been unable to stay with Clark, who got away from him and scored. Bradley short on 1 shot, long on another, not hitting from the foul line. He's the best foul shooter the Knicks have. And another thing is that the Knicks are not picking up. They're not switching very well at all. So that Baltimore leads 31-26 at the end of the first quarter. New York at one stage led by 6. Baltimore one stage led by 7. And Jerry Taylor points out a very interesting thing. In today's Times, there was a story about the psychology of getting a technical foul and how very often this inspires a team. Well, since you got the technical foul, Baltimore has played good basketball. Jerry Lucas is now in the center. Here's John.
Okay, Joe, start of the second quarter. Bob Rakel, Richie Bowers, the referees. Reardon is in for Unseld. Lucas in for Reed. Hayes to jump at center. The tip goes into the backcourt, picked up by Archie Clark. Clark will now bring it across the line. Play by Frazier. Clark just dribbling the ball outside, deep outside. Now cross court to Chenier on the left side. Chenier goes to the left baseline, spins for the jumper. It is around the rim and out the rebound by Dave DeBuscher. Outlet pass, Frazier. Clyde across the line. Clyde head of the key, cuts to the deep right side, still dribbling the ball. Now he holds the dribble up. Ahead of the key now for Monroe. Deep right side, Bradley. Behind a pick. Bradley gives it back to Monroe. Monroe head of the key. Behind a Lucas pick. Now low post for Frazier. Frazier spins the baseline for the jumper. It is good. 31-28. The Bullets lead the Knicks by 3. Chenier out of the backcourt, played now by Monroe. Chenier now spins away from Earl. Give it back to Archie Clark. Cuts to the right side. Play by Monroe. Archie in the lane for the turnaround jumper. It's short. The rebound taken off the floor by Frazier. Frazier comes dribbling out of the backcourt, in the forecourt. Frazier head of the key. Cuts right. Underneath it goes to Monroe in the lane. Monroe spins, fakes, shoots. It is good. Earl Monroe. And he has 12 points in the game. He's some ball player. Earl, the Pearl Monroe. The Knicks have cut it now to 1. It's 31-30. Scoreboard, now they changed it. Chenier forecourt, left of the key, holds the ball. Give it back to Mike Reardon. Reardon, deep left side, looking in for Hayes. He finds Hayes. Hayes left baseline, spins with the jumper. It is around and out. Rebound to Reardon. He lays it up, and no good. He missed an easy one. The rebound by Frazier. Frazier comes dribbling out of the backcourt. Frazier now cuts to the right side of the key. Frazier now, right side, looking for the pass. Now finds underneath Monroe. He lays it up. It is goaltended by Chenier. The basket counts. And the Knicks have taken a 32-31 lead on baskets by Monroe. Monroe has 14 in the game. Clark brings it across the line. The Knicks lead by 1, 32-31. Clark, deep left side, Chenier. Clark now has it head of the key. Clark cuts right, picked up by DeBuscher. Clark, right baseline, gets the pass stolen by Frazier. Frazier behind the back for Monroe. Monroe in forecourt. Monroe in the lane. Jumper Earl. Good. And the Knicks have run off 8 straight points at the beginning of the quarter. They lead by 3. Here's Clark crossing over, deep left side. Goes to the left baseline, looks in for Hayes. Head of the key goes for Chenier. Left baseline, Clark. Clark drives, outside Chenier. Open jumper by Phil is short. Rebound, Frazier. Frazier out of the backcourt. Cross court, Bradley. Bradley in the lane. Outside Lucas. Lucas drives to the hoop. Outside Frazier. Right of the lane. Frazier's jumper is around the rim and out. Rebound, Stresvan. And the Bullets one time. There's a timeout. Here's the score. The Knicks 34, Baltimore 31. More Knicks basketball in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second glass track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
In the first quarter, Baltimore shot 12 of 23 for 52%. The Knicks shot 11 of 20 for 55%. Jackson and Meminger are coming in for New York. Porter is coming in for Baltimore. New York is not boxing out under either basket, with the result that they're not getting a hold of the ball, and Baltimore is. But Baltimore is not doing some good ball handling on their offensive rebound, and New York is getting it kind of on the second half. So New York has spurted, as John pointed out, picked up 8 straight points in a row to lead Baltimore 34-31 with 9:12 to go in a half. John?
Kevin Porter in the ballgame for Chenier, and the little guy brings it forecourt. Kevin Porter, head of the key. He penetrates very well. He is not a good shooter. Porter now right of the key. Give it to Clark. Right baseline. Clark played by Meminger. Clark now trying to low post himself with Meminger. Outside it goes to Hayes. Long jumper is way long. Rebound Frazier. Frazier fouled in the backcourt by Trezvan, and it will be a two-shot foul. That's Trezvan's first foul. First on the team. Unseld is in now for Trezvan. And Walt Clyde Frazier goes the line. Of the Knicks, 34 points. Monroe has just less than half. He has 16 to the 34. Foul shot by Frazier is good. Clyde has 7 in the game. And the Knicks now lead by 4, 35-31. It's been a game of spurts today. One team or another leading by 6 points or so. Foul shot Frazier. He rolls it in. Clyde gets both of them. And the Knicks now have a 5-point lead, 36-31. They've turned 10 points around since the beginning of the quarter. Outside it goes to Kevin Porter. Left of the key, Clark, played by Meminger. Now left baseline it goes to Reardon. Reardon brings the ball out. They're looking inside for Hayes. Reardon now looking, can't find a pass. Finds Unseld, head of the key. Spins for the jumper. It is short. Rebound in the lane, Meminger. Meminger comes out dribbling. Quickly he comes forecourt and holds up. Baltimore hasn't scored yet in 3.5 minutes of this quarter. Deep right side, Jackson, he throws the ball away. Chenier comes right back in the ball game now for Kevin. Well, let's see. Yeah, for Kevin Porter. So the Bullets get their starting team back in there quickly. Gene Shue does not have much faith in his bench anyway. Jackson is in the ball game, by the way, for Bradley, and now DeBuscher is playing Reardon. All right, Clark brings it across the line, played by Meminger. Archie now, head of the key. Archie, shake and bake move, left of the key. Goes around an Unseld pick, and they're going to call a foul. Holding foul, I believe on Jackson. It wasn't, it was on Meminger. First on team, and first on the team. Right baseline, Reardon. Now high posting it for Unseld. Unseld cuts in the lane. Holds the ball high over his head. Taken away by Jackson. Jackson comes out dribbling. They're going to call a backcourt foul, I believe, on Unseld. They're going to call a backcourt foul on Unseld. Jackson will get 2 shots, and the Bullets want time. There's a timeout with the score. The Knicks 36, Baltimore 31. Here's the word from Mobile.
Hey, Dad.
What, Johnny? Has the neighborhood been invaded by flying saucers again?
No, Dad. This time there's a weird man in our garage who's fooling around with our car.
Oh, sure.
No, really, Dad. Look, he's really weird.
Hey, he's not weird. He's Mr. Dirt.
Don't mind me, sir. I'm just trying to foul up your engine.
Well, you picked the wrong engine to fool around with. This one used Mobil detergent gasoline, and Mobil hates dirt.
Oh, I'm not a dislikable guy. I just like to cook up engines.
Mobil hates you because Mobil is dedicated to helping a car's performance by helping to keep engines clean. And it stands for all the decent things that you're trying to ruin.
Maybe I just better pack up my dirt and leave.
Gee willikers, Dad. How did you know he was Mr. Dirt?
I recognized him from all those Mobil television commercials.
Life was a lot easier before I became a celebrity.
Just to pass along some of the gossips here, we heard down in Baltimore that Gene Shue is not happy about the team moving to Largo, Maryland, which is a suburb of Washington, or they'll be known as the Capital Bullets. And the story was that he might not go with them, that he likes Baltimore, Maryland so much. That's where he played, it's where he lives, and he's been there a long time. But the rumor is that he might go to Seattle. Well, we get back here to New York, we find out that the rumor is that he may go to the Nets. So that's the latest gossip. Okay, John.
The Baltimore Bullets, Joe, haven't scored in this quarter, and we've gone through 4 minutes and 6 seconds. It's a long time to go scoreless against a team like the Knicks. Foul shot Jackson is good. This ties the Knicks' largest lead of 6. Jackson can make it 7 with his second foul shot. Second foul on Unseld, by the way, and second on the team. Foul shot Jackson's good. So the Knicks now lead by 7 points, 38-31. Again, the pressure on Clark as he brings it up. Meminger has him playing tough. Now they loop the pass to Chenier in forecourt. Chenier now played by Meminger on the switch. Head of the key, it goes to Reardon. Reardon looking now around to pick goes Hayes. Open jumper Elvin is around the rim and out. The rebound taken by Frazier. Frazier has a lot of rebounds this game. Frazier comes up. Frazier now, head of the key, goes for Meminger. The Knicks now slow it up. Meminger coming to the right of the key to Frazier. Frazier holding the ball right of the key, underneath to Jackson. Jackson fakes. A lefty hook Jackson is good. And all of a sudden, the Knicks now lead by 9 points as they've run off 14 straight in the quarter. Here's Chenier, head of the key. The Knicks by 9. Chenier backs Frazier and spins for the jumper. It is good. And the Bullets finally score after 5 minutes. Meminger brings it in. Meminger goes to the hoop with Chenier. Now he starts to bring the ball out. Give his forward to Busher. Busher drives the lane, lays it up and in. Beautiful move by the Busher. 42-33, a 9-point lead. Chenier to bring it across. Play by Frazier. Chenier deep outside. High post to Hayes. Hayes holds it up. Left side of the key. Head of the key now, Unseld. Unseld now looks for a free man. In the lane, it goes to Clark. He fakes. He gets the jumper up. It is good. Clark under pressure. Got a 10-footer up and in. And Archie has 11 points for the game. 42-35. The Knicks by 7. Frazier brings it across. Frazier left of the key. Holds the dribble. In the lane, it goes to Jackson. Jackson outside to Busher. Open jumper. Davis around the rim and out the rebound by Phil Chenier. Ahead it goes to Reardon running. Reardon in forecourt off a Hayes pick. Holds the ball up. Give it back to Chenier. Back to Reardon left side. Looking in for Hayes. They find Hayes. Hayes low post outside. Clark. Open jumper by Archie is around it out. The rebound is loose. Picked up by Frazier. Frazier comes up dribbling. Frazier across the line. Frazier head of the key. Cutting right. Open jumper Clyde is around it out. Rebound Elvin Hayes. Hayes outlet pass to Clark. But the Knicks are back. It's 1-on-2. Clark in the lane. Busts through. He lays it up. And no good. But they're going to get the foul outside. It may be a non-shooting foul. That's the third foul on Frazier. And it is a non-shooting foul. Monroe comes back in now for Frazier. A non-shooting foul. The Bullets now will bring the ball out on the far side at forecourt. And they do, and Meminger immediately fouls Clark. Second on Meminger. And that's the third team foul. Oh, I see. It's a two-shot foul as they fouled Clark before the ball was brought in. And so Clark holds the line. It's a two-shot foul. Second on Meminger, third on the team. Archie for 2. Foul shot, Archie is good. Clark has 12 in the game. Frazier with 3 fouls now. And he's on the bench. Foul shot, Archie is good. It is no good, and it's rebounded by Jerry Lucas, excuse me. 42-36. It's a 6-point Knick lead with 5:50 left in the half. Meminger holds it up. Cross-court pass right of the key, Monroe. Monroe given room. Monroe starts his dribble. Now, a loose ball foul away from the ball called on the Bullets. And they're starting to call a lot of fouls. And I'll tell you what Richie Powers is doing now. He's talking to both teams saying, relax, fellas, getting very physical. And now what are they going to call? It's a foul on somebody, but I don't know who the foul is on. Hugh is off the bench gesticulating. So is Holzman. Because I think that they may have called that on Unseld. It's no foul at all. They just wanted to tell the players to stop the roughhouse, I guess. In the lane, Jackson off his foot. Jackson picks it up, and he was fouled by Clark. This now looks like a high school game. Guys just pelting each other all over the place. A lot of loose balls. Each team has 3 team fouls. Foul on Clark, and the Knicks inbound the ball. Monroe, left of the key, holding the ball. Left baseline board to Busher's long jumper. It's no good long. Rebound to Clark. Clark comes out running. Clark in the lane, and he got fouled, I believe, on the way to the hoop. The ball is kicked out of bounds. Could be a foul on the Knicks. Joe, this looks like a high school ball game here. Fouls on Jackson. And it's a 4th team foul. Non-shooting foul, bullet ball. Outside Chenier. Chenier head of the key, played by Monroe. He backs Monroe on the foul line. Now spins for the jumper. It is good. And it's now 42-38. And the Bullets have scored 5 straight points. Up court comes Meminger. It's a game of spurts. Deep right side to Busher, holding the ball. Signals Meminger to go through. Bring it outside of Monroe. Right of the lane. Monroe to the right baseline. Backing Chenier in. In the lane, he spins for the jumper. It's good! Oh, Monroe is unbelievable today. He's got 18 in the ball game. 44-38. The Knicks lead by 6. 4:44 left in the half. Deep left side, Clark. Played by Meminger. Hayes goes in low post, looking for the ball. Now that Unseld in tight, he turns for the jumper. It's way short. Rebounded by Monroe. Monroe out on a gallop. Monroe in forecourt. Monroe in the lane, spinning. Head of the key. Monroe in the lane, spins, shoots it. It is good! Oh, Monroe, he's got 20 points. And the Knicks lead by 8. 46-38. Here's Clark, left of the lane. Clark driving. Now they're going to call an offensive foul on Clark. That's his second foul. The second foul on Clark. Wild ball game here. And Earl Monroe is doing it all. He has almost half the Knicks points. Forecourt, Meminger. Left of the lane, Jackson. Left baseline for DeBuscher. DeBuscher now starts to drive in the lane. A running right-hand hook is no good long. Rebound, Unseld. Unseld gets the running pass off to Chenier. Chenier in forecourt to Reardon. Left baseline jumper, Reardon is good. And it's 46-40. Out of the backcourt, Meminger with 3:45 left in the first half. Meminger starts to drive. Right baseline, played by Chenier. Comes out. Gives it out to Monroe. Monroe, open 20-footer. It is around and out. He just missed it. It went in and out. Monroe has been unbelievable. 46-40. And the Knicks by 6. And forecourt, Clark crosses over. Head of the key. Left of the key. Clark in for Hayes. And he was fouled from behind by Lucas. First foul on Lucas, but the Knicks are over the limit. And Elvin Hayes will go to the line 1-1-2. And I'll tell you something about Hayes, Joe. Hayes scored the first 2 points for the Bullets, and he hasn't scored since. It's been a funny series that way. A lot of spurts by both players and teams. Foul shot Hayes around the rim, and then he rolled it in. 46-41. Tough ball game. 3:22 left in the half. Foul shot by the Biggie is no good long. Rebound, Unseld. Out to Clark. Clark left baseline drives. Give it out to Hayes. Hayes fakes. Hayes shoots the jumper up. It is around and out. The rebound loose. Picked up by Clark. Clark right baseline. Now Clark brings it out. Into Unseld low post. Back outside Clark. Cross court Reardon. Open jumper by Reardon is around the rim and out. Rebound by Lucas. Lucas gives off to Meminger, and Dean will bring it slowly across, walking it across. Now, deep right side, Jackson, played by Hayes. Jackson holds the ball, cuts left, in the lane. The jumper by Jackson's good. It's 48-41. Phillip in the ball game at 6 points. He's played well. Chenier brings it across, played by Monroe, who's hand guarding him. That hand on his hip. Chenier fakes. Chenier in the lane. Chenier double team now. Gets the jumper up. It is no good. Rebound. Unseld's good. Unseld was left alone, though, by Jackson, who tried to double team the ball. That's why he had a layup. Here's Meminger forecourt. Cuts to the right side. Goes all the way. Lays it up and in. Beautiful driving move by Dino. Beautiful move by Team the Dream. And Dino knocks it in at 50-43. The Knicks by 7. Out of the backcourt comes Chenier. Chenier goes around Monroe in the lane. He stops for the jumper. It's surrounded out. Rebound, Unseld. Outside to Hayes. Plays it way outside of Clark. Clark crosses over and holds it as dribble at the head of the key. Now Clark in the lane. Spins. No shot. Outside Reardon. Low post to Hayes. Turnaround jumper. Elvin is no good. The rebound by Meminger. Meminger brings it up quickly. Meminger outside Lucas. Lucas bomb. It's got. Lucas, that's his first shot of the game. He knocks it in, and now the Knicks have their largest lead, 9 points. 52-43 Knicks. Clark brings it across. Clark right side Reardon. Clark gets it back. Archie now off a pick in the lane. Fall-away jumper. Archie is good. 52-45. Archie has 14 in the game. Here's Meminger bringing it up. Slows his dribble down at the head of the key. Bouncing the ball left side around to Lucas Pick in the lane. A running right-hander is good. Dean Meminger using the Lucas pick beautifully. And it's 54-45, a 9-point lead with a minute remaining in the half. Chenier brings it across. Chenier played by Monroe. Now Chenier puts a move on Monroe, stops for the jumper. It is short, and it's allowed out of bounds. And it will be Knicks ball, but there is a timeout. There's a timeout with the score. The Knicks 54, the Bullets 45. Now this from Schaefer.
These are the sounds of a friendly little game of basketball. And that's not all. They're also the sounds of a thirst in the making. A more than one beer thirst. A thirst that's big enough for a couple of beers at least. A thirst that's big enough for Schaefer.
Oh, yeah!
Schaefer has the unmatched quality of flavor that never fades. First cold, frosty glass to last. Schaefer is made for the more than one beer man. Always has been. Always will be.
Schaefer is the one and a half when you're having more than one. 14 WABY.
Back at Madison Square Garden with 47 seconds left in the first half. New York leading by 9 points. That equals their previous high lead. They're leading 54-45. New York playing fine basketball. Still having trouble on the rebounds, but their shooting has improved. Meminger has put on a couple of drives and put some moves on Archie Clark and is playing him better than Monroe is playing him. So how can you ever tell? Slowly, the Bullets coming back on court. It'll be New York's ball inbound. They can kick the lead up to 11 points. Okay, John.
45 seconds left in the half. Meminger brings it across. This is the Knicks' largest lead, and they now can make it 11 with a hoop. Meminger holds it up left of the key. Looking for a pass. Looking for the pass. He can't find anyone. Now cross-court Monroe. Right side Bradley. Back to Monroe on the weave. Monroe cutting in the lane. Monroe will back Reardon in. Fake it, and he's called for walking. Earl shoveled his steps. 28 seconds. Now the Bullets could hold for one shot, and it'd be but a 4-second discrepancy on the clock. Let's see if they do. Clark brings it in. I'm pretty sure they will. But we'll wait and see. Chenier brings it across. Play by Monroe. Chenier dribbling the ball outside. Bullets going to go for one. Seconds tick down. There's 15 seconds left. 11 on the clock. Now 10 on the clock. Now 8 on the clock. Now 6 on the clock. Now 5 on the clock. Chenier backs Monroe in. Fakes. Gets the jumper up. It is no good. The rebound unsettled is no good at the buzzer. Buzzer goes off. No shot by Monroe as he threw it in the hoop. And that's the end of the first half. With the score, the Knicks 54, the Bullets 45. More Knicks basketball in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second glass track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
Joe Hass with John Sterling. We're at halftime at Madison Square Garden. At the end of the first quarter, Baltimore led New York 31-26. In the second quarter, New York got 28 points while holding Baltimore to just half that total, 14. So here at halftime, it's New York 54, Baltimore 45. New York's biggest lead was 9 points, which it is right now. They had a 9-point lead previously, and Baltimore's biggest lead at one stage of the game was 7 points. We have a first quarter score. Atlanta is leading Boston 31-26 at the end of the first quarter. We'll have you meet Tom Barnwell, Tom the Bomb, after this word from Volkswagen.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
What's a nice big interior like you doing in a place like this? That's what they're saying about the new 1973 Volkswagen Super Beetle. Inside, it's the biggest Beetle in history, and more comfortable, too. Lots of head and leg room up front. Also up front, contoured bucket seats with inertia-type seatbelts. There's an improved ventilation system to ventilate and defog the windshield and side windows. And a bigger curved windshield gives you a whole new feel of driving. Altogether, the new 1973 Super Beetle has 20 improvements. Some big, some little. Sit in it. You'll notice the big ones right away.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
Visit one of your local authorized Volkswagen dealers and find out why there are over 4 million Volkswagens on the American road today. Back at Madison Square Garden, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Knicks Radio Network.
In the Capital District, this is the home of the New York Knicks. WABY, Albany.
Back at Madison Square Garden, we'd like to have you meet Tom Barnwell. We try to make it a point at least every year for somebody to meet Tom. Tom, we think he spends more time at Madison Square Garden than anybody. Matter of fact, some nights you don't go home.
That's right, Joe. Some nights here, I'm here all night after a basketball game until a hockey team comes in, which is sometimes 2:30, 3:30 in the morning. And as a result, if there's a game the next afternoon, like today, I get very little sleep. But I enjoy my job, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
I know it, Tom. Some of the interesting things that happen here. Now, what do? You have to wait for the equipment to come in and
Right, Joe. As maybe most people who've never been here don't know, this building is 5 stories above the ground, and by contrast, it's very difficult to get into. When you're a hockey trainer coming in with maybe 35, 40 odd pieces of equipment, it's nice to have somebody from this particular building here to greet you.
It's a little bit tougher around here, Tom, as you point out. I think you got a couple of ramps coming up.
Right.
You can bring trucks up.
Right.
Then you've got to get the equipment, which comes in trunks, and it's got to be unpacked and ready for them.
Right, Joe.
Now, Tom, this is quite a trick that they do here. We've seen them do it, but it's a shame that it can't be shown sometime, how the quarters laid down.
Oh.
Now, right after this, you're going to have a hockey.
Right. It's amazing. And, you know, the very good thing about it is our crew here, our labor crew, has never been late for an event. They're always on time. I've stayed here at night to watch them make the ice, and it's just a fantastic thing. I mean, I wish a lot of people could get the opportunity to make it, to see it.
I think we should tell them, Tom, that the ice is right now.
Right, yes. See, during the regular season now, we've been leaving the ice down because of the problems we've been having. You know, the ice is just made, and everything is really, really bad. You know, the ice was chippy down the corners and everything. So as a result this year, we decided to leave the ice in. Sometimes we had to take it out because of track meets and different events.
Oh, I see, What goes with the circus? That's a kind of a sandbox. They put that right down on the concrete, don't they?
Right. Well, no. Yesterday, they made the ice right after the circus show Friday night. They had to take all their equipment up for the icemen to make the ice and then put it down again. As a result, they're very displeased. But, you know, this is something that they're just going to have to do. They're in for 2 months. And, they're just going to have to understand that. They got to understand that the Knicks and Ranger fans are probably the best fans in any sport, in any city, and they deserve a right to see their team play.
Now, Tom, you're a little bit more of a hockey fan than you are basketball, aren't you?
Yes, Joe, it's true, but believe me, I get very upset when the Knicks lose. I root for them very compassionately, especially against the Celtics.
Well, do you think that the hockey game is a rougher, tougher game than basketball, or how do you compare them?
Well, basketball, they say, is a non-contact sport, which is a lot of grief.
So.
It certainly is not. I've seen players get bumped around. They're very good. Hockey players, to me, are a different breed. I've seen guys go in with a broken thumb and come back out the next shift. It's just amazing. All the athletes, I think, in basketball, hockey, are probably your 2 toughest competitors.
Now, let me ask you this. John Condon, a good friend of ours, I should ask you this. He knows how avidly you watch the hockey players, the different teams, how impartial you are. Now, who do you think is the top hockey player in the game today?
in the game. There's no question about it. The kid from Boston, number 4, Bobby Orr, is just a tremendous hockey player. I mean, they say Esposito being out, unfortunately, but if they lose Bobby Orr, as they did in the first part of the season, I believe they won 3 out of 22 games without him. He's the key to that hockey club.
Who's the best goalie?
Best goalie, I'm being partial, but I believe it's Eddie Giacomin of the Rangers. He is, the other night in Boston, I happened to be up at the game, and he got hurt. He got hit with Ken Hodge inadvertently hit him against the side of the crease, and he got up, and I was really pleased with the Boston fans. They gave him a great standing ovation, and a great competitor that Eddie is. He was back out there in 40 seconds.
Tom, actually Boston's more of a hockey town than this.
Oh, they're unbelievable. Even the years the Celtics were the perennial champs in the NBA, the Bruins used to draw 13-909s at that old Boston Garden. It was just amazing, and it's a great building to watch a hockey game. I enjoy going up there, which unfortunately I have to go back up Tuesday again.
Tom, what do you think of this game?
Well, it started out good for the Knicks, and then Baltimore got hot, but I think the Knicks are going to run away with this in the second half. I really do. I think Monroe's going to really go wild in the second half as he did in the first half. I think they're going to win this by about 20 or more points.
Tom, they better win it here, because if we got to go back to Baltimore Wednesday night.
Hey, that Baltimore, they're tough. Hey, I'll tell you something. They give the Knicks fits. I would say out of all the teams in the league, the Knicks and Baltimore match up the best as against anybody. This is illustrated. They've had some great playoff series the last couple of years. But the good thing on the Knicks side, the Knicks have never lost an opening round to Baltimore. The one year Baltimore beat them here at the Garden was the second round after the Knicks beat Atlanta in the first round. And I feel confident the Knicks will end it today.
We're talking with Tom Barnwell, and Tom, we always love to have you with us. He's got a great and wonderful sense of humor. He's an avid exponent of the sport. He watches it so closely, and we want you to have this AM clock radio, a gift from Getty, who sell premium gasoline over 100 octane at a few pennies less per gallon than most other major premiums. Getty premium gasoline, more miles for your money. Thanks so much.
Thanks very much, Joe. My pleasure.
Love to have you with us. Thanks. We'll have more Knicks basketball in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week, when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second glass track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
We're at halftime, the game between the New York Knickerbockers and the Baltimore Bullets. This is Game 5 in a best 4 of 7 series. New York leading 3 games to 1, and they're leading 54-45 here at halftime. The official statistics have just come up. Here's how it looks. Chenier has 10 points. He's hit on 4 out of 12, 2 out of 2 from the foul line. Clark has hit 6 out of 9. He's just great. He's got 14 points, 2 out of 3 from the foul line. Hayes hit 1 of 9. That's unusual. That means he's only hitting about 11%, 1 of 2 from the foul line. Porter has failed to score. Reardon has hit on 4 out of 8. That's 50%, 1 out of 1 from the foul line. That's 9 points. Tresvant has failed to score. Wes Unseld has hit on 4 out of 9. He's hitting 44%, 1 out of 2 from the foul line for a total of 9 points. Unseld has 9 rebounds. Just a great basketball player. There have been 5 turnovers on the part of Baltimore. Baltimore is hitting 40% from the floor, 70% from the foul line. 19 of 47 from the floor, 7 out of 10 from the foul line. For the Knickerbockers, Bradley hit on 1 out of 4. He's way off. 3 out of 5 from the foul line. He's off there, too. He has 5 points. DeBuscher is hitting 2 out of 6. He's off. 1 out of 1 from the foul line for 5. Frazier hit on 3 out of 6, 60%, 2 out of 2 from the foul line for a total of 8 points. Jackson hit on 2 out of 2 from the floor, 2 out of 2 from the foul line. He's got 6 points. Lucas, 1 out of 1. The only bomb that he took in the second quarter, he has 2 points. Neminger has tried 2 from the floor, hit on both of them. Monroe having a brilliant first half, hit on 10 of 13. He's the guy who's keeping the Knicks in there, 10 out of 13. He has not been to the foul line. He has 20 points. And Reed, 2 out of 4 for 50%. He has 4 points. So New York has hit on 23 out of 38 for 61%. Good shooting from the floor, and from the foul line, 8 out of 10 for 80%. So there have been 4 turnovers on the part of the Knicks, 5 on the part of Baltimore. The Knicks have rebounded 5 times, team rebounds, and Baltimore has 1 team rebound. Frazier has 5 assists. He has 10 rebounds. And this man is just unbelievable. He's supposed to be getting $300,000 a year. And when you look at what he does, you say that he is worth it. We're getting set for the second half with the score: New York 54, Baltimore 45. Let's listen to this from Schaefer.
When a man goes a few rounds with a punching bag, he's sure to come up with a powerful thirst. A more than one beer thirst. When this workout's over, he'll be good for a couple of beers at least. That's why he'll be good for Schaefer. Schaefer Pleasure stays first beer smooth, first beer bright, first frosty glass to last. You see, we started practicing on more than one beer thirsts back before most brewers even started brewing, and practice makes perfect.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. 14
Back at Madison Square Garden, we're about all set to go for the second half. Time has run out on the clock. Both teams are on the court warming up. New York to our right, Baltimore to our left. This has been a most interesting series. New York taking the first 3 games. When we were down in Baltimore on Friday night, both the New York and the Baltimore newspapermen said, well, it would be over tonight, but it wasn't. And this is a tough Baltimore team, as Tom Barnwell mentioned. They seem to match up beautifully against the Knicks. The odd part of it is that the Knicks themselves feel that Baltimore would be tougher than either Boston, Milwaukee, or even Los Angeles. So we will see what we can see. The Knicks. The only team that had an advantage over the Knicks during the season was Milwaukee. They won more games than New York did. As a matter of fact, against Boston, the Knicks split, and against Los Angeles, they split. Boston, on the other hand, against Los Angeles, won all the games. So you wonder what happens when you get down into the nitty-gritty part of it. And the first quarter score that we have shows Atlanta leading Boston at the end of the first quarter, 31-26. So Boston can be another score coming up. Boston has taken the lead. Atlanta leading 31-26 at the quarter. Boston now takes the lead 50-47 at halftime. Boston, a real fine team. They're not well at the moment. A couple of the Boston players are not well. Havlicek has an intestinal disorder. One or two of the other players not quite up to par. But the Boston team is the team that will have to be reckoned with and will be a tough one and will be tough for the Knicks. Incidentally, if you come to New York for either basketball, baseball, football, for the theater, we recommend the 3 Stouffer restaurants, dinner for 2 at Act 1 in the Allied Chemical Building at 1 Times Square, where you can enjoy delicious food Monday through Saturday in an English pub-type atmosphere. That's at Act 1. Or dinner for 2 at Top of the Sixes, where you can enjoy refreshing cocktails and delicious food high over 5th Avenue with a spectacular view of the world's most celebrated skyline. Or Stauffer's new restaurant, Pub Theatrical, at 50th Street and Broadway. both teams over on the far side. Red Holtzman talking to his team. We were saying that more and more we see about Holtzman, the more we admire him, because he never goes into any histrionics with his players in front of the public. Everything is done in the locker room. Jerry Lucas will start at center for New York, and Phil Jackson will also start in there for New York in place of Bill Bradley. The Bullet lineup is the one that started the game. Hayes has a last-minute word with Gene Shue, and it may be that Shue is changing the matchup. Okay, we're all set to go. Here's John.
Thank you, Joe. It could be the last half the Bullets will play this year unless they rally for a 9-point deficit. The Knicks want to wrap it up today at home. On the tip, it goes to Unseld in forecourt. Cross-court, Reardon on the deep right side. The Knicks with two new starters, Lucas now and Phil Jackson, replacing Bradley and Reed. And they both played very well when they were in there. That's Dean Meminger off the bench. Deep outside is Reardon. Right side, Unseld for the fallaway jumper. It's around and out. Rebound, though, Reardon. He lays it up. No good. The rebound by Hayes is good. Now, Hayes, who shot 1 for 9 in the first half. Funny game to figure out. Gets that tapping. All right, 54-47. Here's Jackson, head of the key. Cross-court pass on the deep left side to Lucas. Returns to Frazier. Frazier cuts in the lane. Back to Jackson on the weave. Jackson's pass is knocked away by Unseld. Picked up by Frazier. Underneath it goes to Jackson. He throws the ball up, and it is no good. It's back tapped, though, by DeBusschere. Picked up by Frazier. Jackson threw the ball while going down almost. Here's Frazier, deep right side. Head of the key, Lucas driving. Back to Frazier. Frazier now. There's a lot of different matchups here. Now Clark challenges Frazier. The jumper is no good long. The rebound in the lane is taken by Jackson. He loses. A header goes to Clark from Chenier. Clark drives and lays it up and in. Some weird playing by the Knicks there, and I really don't understand any of it. They were looking and looking for the mismatch, and now the Knicks want timeout. It's been a game of spurts. Oh, it's a 20-second timeout for injury. Joe, that was one of the weirdest plays I've ever seen involving Jackson.
Yeah, John, you're right. It was the minute and 19 seconds that we've just witnessed was real sloppy. I don't think it was as if the Knicks players were looking for the other team and saying, who's who? And who do I cover and when do I do it?
Jackson took a shot, by the way, when he was almost falling down. I think Jackson has lost the contact lens. Jerry Taylor feels that way. And Bill Bradley comes right back in the ballgame now. It's 54-49. The Bulls have scored the only 4 points of the half. Frazier brings it across deep left side. Bradley is in for Jackson. Outside to Buscher. Deep left side, Frazier. Frazier looks. Now head of the key goes for Lucas. Played with his back to the basket by Hayes. Right baseline, Frazier. Frazier spins for the jumper. It is good. Tough jumper by Clyde from the deep baseline. And he nailed it. 56-49. Frazier has 10 points in the game. Clark brings it across. Challenged by Monroe. Clark holds it outside, dribbling the ball. Now head of the key for Chenier. Chenier now lobs it in for Hayes in tight. Hayes will spin, go up for the jumper. It is short. The rebound is taken by Bradley. Knocked out of his hands, but he picks it up. Ahead it goes to Monroe. Forecourt to Buscher. He'll have an open jumper. Dave got it. And the Knicks have the 9-point lead again, 58-49. Here's Chenier coming forecourt. Chenier's on the deep left side. Now Chenier head of the key, cutting to the right side. Now cuts left. He's in the lane. He's free for the back pass stolen by Monroe. They're going to call a foul. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on the Knicks underneath. And it was on Walt Frazier, his 4th foul. Frazier's 4th foul, and the Knicks won time. There's timeout with the score. The Knicks 58, Baltimore 49. More Knicks basketball in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second Glass Track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs on a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
Joe Hassell with John Sterling at Madison Square Garden. Dean Meminger comes in to replace Walt Frazier. Frazier has 4 personals on him, and you can be sure that the hostman wants him because of the eventualities that often happen towards the end of the game. He wants that type of protection. Meminger has played well while he's been in there. All right, we're all set, ready to go. It'll be Philadelphia's ball outside to our left on our side of the court. Here's John.
All right, Chenier triggers into Archie Clark. Bullets are down by 9, 58-49. Now head of the key, Unseld, faces the basket. Right side, Hayes, low posting Chenier. Chenier spins, he gets the layup, and he knocks it in. He spun away from Monroe by raising him in the air and then had an easy lay-in. It's 58-51, the Knicks lead by 7. Meminger in for the Frazier 4 fouls. Brings it across the line. Deep right side to Butcher. Head of the key goes for Monroe. Played now by Chenier. Monroe holds the ball deep outside. Knicks standing around. Now deep left side to Butcher on the way to the hoop against Reardon. Back to Bradley for the forced jumper. It's good! Bradley out of his range a little bit, but he forced it up and in. Bullets bring it in. Knicks have some pressure in the backcourt with Meminger playing Clark. And Archie will bring it across. They're really trying to pressure Archie as he comes up court, and they've done a good job today. Now, high low pass, Unseld head of the key, cutting left, holds his dribble. Across it goes to Hayes. They low post Chenier again. Chenier underneath to get the lay-in again. And they've worked the same play in a row twice for Chenier. He's had 2 lay-ins. 60-53, a 7-point Knickerbocker lead in forecourt Meminger. He's left side of the key. Give it off to Lucas and get it back. Meminger left of the key. Meminger cutting right. Head of the key to Bradley on the weave. Outside to Butcher. Long jumper. Dave is no good long. Rebound Unseld. Outlet pass Clark. He spins away from Monroe. In forecourt. Archie on the way to the hoop. Lays it up. It is no good. Rebound by Lucas. Archie lost control. Here's Meminger in forecourt. Cross court to Monroe. In the lane, he lays it up. It's no good. Rebound by the Butcher. Is around it in. Monroe is knocked down. They didn't call any foul. All right, here is Chenier forecourt. Chenier spinning at the head of the key. Outside Reardon, cutting left. Give it back to Archie. Archie in the lane for Unseld on the weave. Back outside Reardon. Reardon cuts left. Underneath, Reardon lays it up, and it's no good, but he drew the foul for Bradley. That's Bill Bradley's foul. That's number 3 on Bradley. And now there's another timeout called, and the Knicks want another timeout. Timeout with the score. The Knicks 62, Baltimore 53. Right now, here's a message from Mobil.
If it isn't Mobil detergent gasoline, welcome to Dodge City Garage. We've been waiting for someone like you to come here and help clean this place up for a long time.
Well, I'm always willing to do my best to help a car in need. Just tell me where I can find these filthy fiends who frolic in trying to foul up car engines.
If you mean Mr. Dirt and his gang, they're inside fooling around with Miss Lucy's car engine.
Thank you, Sheriff. Okay, Dirt, come out with your hands clean.
Oh, I can't right now. I'm busy trying to cook up this carburetor.
I knew you were up to some no good deed. As Mobil detergent gasoline, it's my job to help a car's performance by helping to keep its engine clean. So I'm ordering you to cease and desist this despicable action.
Huh?
In other words, stop what you're doing and leave town.
I'm going, Mobil. I'm going.
Because you're afraid to fight me?
No, because you're not much of a fun person to be around.
Joe Hassell with John Sterling at Madison Square Garden. We have 7:41 to go in the third quarter. New York is leading 62-53. Holtzman, of course, is not happy with the way his team is moving. Monroe is unable to contain Chenier. He was unable to do much with Clark in the first half, but Earl did pick up 20 points, so those things are overlooked. But now it could be a case of where Baltimore could fight its way back, and Chenier's a real tough man scoring. Does a great job. Reardon's at the line. Here's John.
Okay, Joe, Reardon on the line for 2, foul by Bradley. The Knicks' second team foul, third on Bradley. Foul shot by Reardon is good. Mike for one more from the line. Foul shot is around and out, rebounded by Lucas. The Knicks now lead by 8, 62-54. They could grab their largest lead of the game with a hoop here. They've led by as many as 9, never more. Meminger, head of the key, holds his dribble. Left of the key now for Monroe. Give it to Bradley, cutting right. Bradley now spins left, covered on the play. Outside to Busher, has an open jumper. Dave, it is good. And the Knicks now lead by 10 points. That's the largest lead of the game for either team. 64-54 in forecourt Reardon. Reardon now challenging Bradley, goes all the way, lays it up and in. Reardon got away from Bradley and laid it in on a reverse layup. 64-56. The Knicks by 8. Meminger, left baseline Bradley. Bradley brings it out in the lane, covered by Unseld on the switch. Give it back to Lucas. Lucas played by Reardon, driving on Reardon. A running right-hander is around the rim and out the rebound by Unseld. Long outlet pass stolen by Monroe. Monroe plays it in forecourt to Bradley. Bradley in the lane for the jumper. It is around and out. Rebound, Unseld. Long outlet pass over Reardon and out of bounds. And Unseld has thrown away the ball twice, and he normally does not do that. Meminger brings it up. The Knicks by 8, 64-56. 6:30 left in the third quarter. Head of the key for DeBuscher, played by Hayes. Now right of the key, Bradley. On the weave, it goes to Lucas. Lucas cuts right, played by Reardon on the switch. Now to Monroe, right of the lane. Knicks standing around to Lucas in the lane. Lucas spins, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Lucas. Second foul on Lucas. That's not a team foul, though. So the Knicks remain with 2 team fouls. Baltimore's not committed a foul yet this quarter. They still trail, though, by 8 points. Clark brings it across. Head of the key now, Unseld. Back to the basket. Looking underneath. Still looking underneath. Now give it back to Clark. Clark, right of the lane for the open jumper. It's good. Clark, around an Unseld pick, and it's 64-58. The Knicks lead is now down to 6. Earl Monroe brings it across. He's on the deep left side, dribbling the ball against Chenier. Backing Chenier in. Backing him in. Give it back to DeBuscher. DeBuscher now played by Chenier on the switch. Back Chenier in. Now back to Monroe. Left side, Monroe jumper. It's good. Earl Monroe has been the Knick offense today. He's been a lifesaver with 22 points. Here's Clark, forecourt. Clark, deep right side. Unseld set the pick. Now Clark to Reardon, head of the key. Reardon starts to drive. Now brings it out. Shoots the long jumper up. It is good. Long jumper by Reardon. And it's 66-60, a 6-point lead. Meminger forecourt, behind his back, in the lane, out to Lucas. Lucas with a bomb. It is around the rim and out. Rebound Clark. The Bullets have a chance to cut the lead now. Reardon in forecourt on Bradley. Shoots the lefty jumper up. It is good. Mike Reardon rings the bell again. And now it's 66-62. It had been 64-54. And the Bullets challenge again. As I said before, it's a game of spurts. Dean Meminger, forecourt. Played by Clark. Meminger dribbling the ball outside. Right of the key now, Bradley. Right baseline to DeBuscher. Played by Unseld. DeBuscher now brings the ball out. DeBuscher now fakes the jumper. Goes up for the jumper. It is around the rim and in. Counts the basket. He was fouled on the play. First foul on Unseld. First on the team. Jackson is now back in the ballgame for Bradley. Bradley leaves with 7 points. But Reardon, who he's been playing at, 16. DeBuscher to try for the 3-point play. It's in the air. It's short. The rebound is back tap out to DeBuscher. Long jumper, Dave, is good. So it becomes a 4-point play, all by DeBuscher. And once again, the Knicks by 8 in forecourt. Unseld holds the ball head of the key. Left of the lane, Clark. Clark, shake and bake move, gets free for the jumper. It is no good long. Rebound, Reardon. Reardon brings the ball out. Head of the key, Clark. Clark loses the dribble. He's knocked down by DeBuscher, and they're going to call a foul on DeBuscher. Richie Powers called a foul. Red Olsen really jumped off the bench there. They're going for the loose ball. Now Clark brings it in. Third team foul on the Knicks. Low post for Unseld. Unseld now goes to the basket. He lays it up, and no good, but he got fouled by Jackson. Unseld missed an easy layup there. Fouling Jackson is second, and the Knicks have 14 fouls. Wes Unseld will get 2 from the line. Not a good foul shooter. And he misses the first shot, as you can plainly hear. Wes for the second shot. It is good. 70-63. The Knicks lead by 7. Out of the backcourt, Meminger. Slows his dribble down in forecourt. Deep left side to Busher. DeBuscher challenged down the pick, cuts right. It gives it to Monroe, right of the lane. Monroe with Chenier, backs him in. Spins in the lane now, goes up for the hook. It is around and out. He missed an easy one. And there's a foul on Jackson, a loose ball foul. Over the shoulder of Reardon. It's a loose ball foul, but the Knicks are over the limit. Foul is on Jerry Lucas, his third foul. A loose ball, but Reardon will shoot 1 and 1, too. As the Knicks are in foul trouble, the Bullets only have 1 team foul. Reardon gets 2 foul shots. His first is good. Mike has 17 in the ball game. The Bullets led by Clark with 18, Chenier 14, Reardon 17. Now, Reardon for a second foul shot. It is around the rim and out. And the Knicks lead is 6, 70-64. Monroe out of the backcourt. Monroe left the lane for Meminger. Now deep left side to Busher, played by Reardon. DeBuscher looks underneath for Monroe, and he lays it in. Beautiful pass by DeBuscher, and Monroe on the lay-in. 72-64, 8-point lead for the Knicks once again. Reardon now dribbling the ball left to right. Hands off to Clark. Clark now head of the key. Open jumper by Archie is good. And they're picking off Meminger time and time again. Archie has 20 points. Here's Meminger to the hoop. A running right-hander is no good, but he is fouled on the way to the hoop by Clark. It should be a 2-shot foul. Third foul on Clark. 2 on the team, and Meminger goes to the line for 2. 3:15 left in the third quarter. Knicks trying to wrap this series up. Bullets trying to stay alive. Knicks lead in the series, 3-1. Foul shot by Meminger is good. John Sterling, Joe Hassell from the Garden. Foul shot, Meminger, good. 8-point Knickerbocker lead, 74-66. Came into the quarter leading by 9. Chenier brings it across. Spinning now, left baseline Reardon, outside Chenier, looking for Hayes. Left side now goes into Hayes. Hayes spins, lays it up and in. And he was fouled on the play. Count the basket. He was fouled on the play. A weird shot by Hayes, and the Bullets want timeout. There is a timeout with the score. The Knicks 74, the Bullets 68. Now this from Schaefer Beer.
Looking for a better brand of beer, here's a way to make your next switch your last. Switch to Schaefer and discover flavor that doesn't fade beer after beer. You'll find that Schaefer stays crisp and bright, first frosty cold glass to last. And you just may decide that the one beer for you is Schaefer. The one beer to have when you're having more than one. One beer to have when you're having more than Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Knicks Radio Network.
In the Capital District, this is the home of the New York Knicks. WABY, Albany.
Joe Hassell with John Sterling at Madison Square Garden. With the Knicks, when Bradley isn't in there, there's no movement on the part of the team with or without the ball. And of course, the Knicks in early foul trouble. They've got the 5, so they're in a bonus situation. Baltimore only has 2. That seems to be a habit of the Knicks to get into that early foul trouble. And their lead, once 10 points, is now down to 6 with just about 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Okay, John.
Elvin to try for the three-point play, and he's got it. 74-69. It's a 5-point Knick lead. Memminger to come out of the backcourt. Give to Monroe, and Earl brings it over the line. Played by Chenier. Earl's on the right side. Now head of the key, Memminger. Deep outside. Give it to Busher, left of the key. Monroe around a pick and low post. Doesn't get it. Back to Jackson. Over to Busher. Jumper by Dave is long. Rebound in the lane by Jackson. Good rebound by Phil Jackson. A good offensive rebound. Jackson now right of the lane. Low post Reed. He spins. Doesn't shoot it. He's low posting now. He doesn't shoot it. Now they're going to call what? 3 seconds. 3-second violation on Reed. And the Bullets could now cut the lead to 3 points with a hoop, and they were down by as many as 10. Been a funny game. A good game, though. Chenier outside. Comes left of the key. Now left baseline Reed. And they're looking in for Unseld. Find Unseld. Played by Reed. Unseld now low posting. Hooks it up. It is around the rim and out. The rebound taken by Hayes. Hayes spins for the jumper. It's good. It counts the basket. He was fouled on the play. Big rebound by Elvin Hayes, and he was fouled on the play. Fouls on Jackson. Jackson's third. The team is over the limit, so Hayes will get 2 to make 1. Now Frazier's going to be rushed in, even though he has 4 fouls. Elvin Hayes' foul shot is good. Hayes makes 2 3-point plays in a row, and it's now 74-72. The Knicks by a hoop with 2:05 left in the third quarter, and now the Knicks want time. There's a timeout with the score. The Knicks 74, the Bullets 72. More Knicks basketball in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second glass track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
Back at Madison Square Garden, we have 2:04 to go in the third quarter. New York's 10-point lead trimmed down to 2. New York leading 74-72. At the end of the first quarter, Baltimore led 31-26. New York led 54-45 at halftime, increased that lead to 10 points, and has now seen it whittled down. At one stage, Baltimore led by 7. Willis Reed did not help the team at all Friday night. He has not helped them in this game. He's in there now. Jackson has not helped the team. He's hurting them with his almost unnecessary fouling. And Frazier's back in there, and Walt has 4 fouls on him. Lucas has 4 fouls, so New York is rapidly running into trouble. The fouls can cost you plenty. Okay, it's New York's ball. In from the other side, Monroe will throw it in front of the press table. John?
Okay, Joe, Frazier is back in. He has 4 fouls now, so we'll watch that. Frazier comes head of the key. Pass is stolen by Hayes. Hayes coming up on Frazier. Hayes goes to the hoop and lays it in, and Frazier could not challenge him with 4 fouls. And the Bullets have rallied, and it's all tied at 74. Monroe brings it in. Left side, Monroe goes left baseline. Fakes now, no shot outside to Reed. Reed in the lane has the pass knocked away, picked up by Frazier. Frazier comes left side, forces the jumper up, it's good. Walt Frazier, what a clutch shot that was. And the Knicks lead 76-74. Tough shot by Clyde, and he nailed it. A minute 25 left third quarter. The Knicks lead by 2. Clark now, head of the key, Unseld. Unseld dribbling the ball, right of the key now for Hayes. Hayes given room, takes a long jumper, it's good. Long jumper by Hayes. And Hayes has 13 points this quarter, 15 in the game. All right, Monroe brings it across the line, spinning on Chenier. Left baseline, Earl fakes it, goes up for the jumper. It's no good long. Rebound in the lane to Busher. The jumper is good. Big offensive rebound by Double D, and he knocked it in. 78-76, the Knicks by 2. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Give it outside, Chenier. Chenier on the right side, played by Frazier, goes away from Frazier in the lane, spins for the jumper. It's no good. The rebound, Jackson. A long lead pass for Monroe. On the way to the hoop, it's knocked away, and Clark loses the ball out of bounds. But Mike Reardon made the play. He got all the way back, knocked it out of Monroe's hands, and Clark really should have that ball, and he lost it looking for the baseline. 39 seconds left in the quarter. The Knicks by 2. Frazier to trigger it in, does so to Reed on the baseline. Give it out left side forward to Busher. Left baseline out, Frazier, played by Clark. Frazier, left of the key. Frazier, head of the key, away from a Reed pick. Frazier spins for the jumper. It's around and out. The rebound is taken by Unseld. Outlet pass, Clark with 24 seconds. Clark brings it in. Clark goes to the right baseline, spins for the jumper. It's around and out. The rebound by DeBuscher. The Knicks will probably hold for one. Here comes Monroe out of the backcourt. Monroe now head of the key, and the Knicks will play for one shot. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Monroe left side, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Monroe's shot is around and out. Rebound Unseld at the buzzer. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Knicks 78, the Bullets 76. Timeout now for Volkswagen.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
Look closely at the new 1973 Volkswagen Super Beetle. Outside, it may look pretty much like the same little bug. It's inside that we've made most of the big improvements, such as seats that are more comfortable, curved and contoured to your body, new inertia-type seat belts up front, a 42% bigger curved windshield, a redesigned padded dash that's easier to read. It adds up to more space inside. And outside, well, the taillights are nearly twice as big. See the new 1973 Super Beetle. Go inside and take a seat. Right away, you'll notice the big change.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
Visit one of your local authorized Volkswagen dealers and find out why there are over 4 million Volkswagens on the American road today. Back at Madison Square Garden, all set to go into the fourth quarter, with New York leading by 2 points, 78-76. Monroe has 24 points. Clark has 20 points as we go into this final part of the ball game. Anything can happen. We could wind up with an overtime game, something that we haven't had as much this season as we have had in the past. A tough ball game, a rugged ball game physically. There's no doubt that these teams are well tied. Now, if a sixth game is necessary, it will be played at Baltimore Wednesday night with airtime 8:10 p.m. If a sixth game is necessary, if Baltimore wins this one, it'll be played at Baltimore at the Civic Center Wednesday night, and airtime will be 8:10 p.m. Now, if Boston overcomes Atlanta in this afternoon's game, they play again on Wednesday. If New York wins this one, it means that the earliest we could have that playoff for the Eastern Conference between New York and Boston, the earliest would be Friday, and we believe the first game would be played at Boston. The team with the best won and lost average, and that's Boston in the entire league, could make the decision as to whether or not they want to play 2 up here, 2 down here, and then 1 and 1, which is what the New York and the Bullets are doing. All right, we're going into the final quarter. It could be overtime. Here's John.
All right, Joe. Reed and Hayes jump at center. The tip goes to Unseld. Knocked out of his hand. West picks it up. Bullets have a chance to tie. They come into the quarter trailing by 2. Monroe will play Kevin Porter now. Head of the key for Reardon, played by DeBuscher. Left side for Hayes, long jumper. It's no good. The rebound is taken by Reed. Reed, long outlet pass to Jackson. Jackson is fouled by Porter. Now, Porter gave that foul, and that is a good foul because Jackson had an easy lay-in, and Porter just grabbed his arms. And now Clark will come right in for Kevin Porter. First foul on Kevin and the first on the team. Jackson on the line for 2, so Baltimore has their starters in. The team that plays the whole game, the team that scored all the points today. The Knicks go with Jackson, Reed, DeBuscher, Monroe, Frazier. Frazier has 4 fouls. Foul shot by Jack is around, and then he rolled it in. Still has 7 in the ballgame. Foul shot, Jackson is no good, so Porter's foul saved a point. 79-76. The Knicks by 3. And the Knicks want to close this one out badly today. All right, Clark comes forecourt, played by Earl Monroe. Archie deep outside, waiting for someone to cut. Now Clark comes to the right side, crosses over right of the key. No shot, plays back to Hayes, gets it back. Now up a Hayes pick. Archie's called for a walk. And it was. All right, bringing it in is Frazier and Monroe, and Earl now will dribble it up across the line. Knicks lead by 3. Beginning of the final quarter. Monroe played by Chenier. Monroe now right of the key, right side Frazier. Frazier cuts in the lane, goes up for the jumper. It is good. And it's a 5-point Knicks lead now, 81-76. So the Knicks now answering with their own little spurt. Here's Clark in the lane, leaves it off for Reardon. Reardon played by DeBuscher, former roommate. Now to Hayes in the lane for the turnaround jumper. It is no good. The rebound is not going to bounce by Reardon. It'll be New York ball. Frazier will bring it in. Clyde comes across the line. The Knicks lead by 5. Big hoop right here. Frazier outside of Reed. Reed fakes in the lane for the jumper. It is no good long. Rebound taken by Jackson. Good offensive rebound. Plays out to Monroe. Monroe now, look. Give it back to DeBuscher. Played by Reardon. DeBuscher cuts left. Played now by Unseld on the switch. Baseline it goes to Monroe. Left baseline. Earl holds the ball. Knicks standing around. Earl outside Frazier. Cross-court Jackson. Open jumper by Phil is rounded out. The rebound by Unseld. Outlet pass goes to Clark. Jackson fell down. He's up. Clark in the lane. Over to Reardon. Reardon drives the lane. He lays it up, and it is no good. He missed an easy one. The rebound by Jackson. Outlet pass Monroe. Earl brings it across. Earl now right of the lane. Long jumper is no good. Rebound by Chenier. Chenier will come out running. Bullets haven't scored this quarter again. Here's Chenier forcing the jumper up. It is around and no good. And the rebound by DeBuscher. Across it goes to Monroe. Neither team can hit. Earl brings it across the line. Give it to Frazier. Frazier now holding the ball head of the key. Play by Clark. Cross court to Jackson. Jackson looking inside for DeBuscher. Finds him. DeBuscher baseline jumper over Reardon is good. And the Bullets won time, and the Knicks have spurted. Timeout with the score. The Knicks 83, the Bullets 76. Here's a message from Mobile.
In case you don't recognize my voice, I'm Mr. Dirt. The boys and I found this nice clean engine in Mr. Jones's garage, so we thought we'd have a party and try to foul him up good. Well, smudge and grind. Glad you could make it.
You know we never miss one of your dirt parties.
Oh, goody. Here comes Muck.
I hear we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, Muck. We got this nice clean engine to dirty up.
The first 2 games, they were blown out, and they have come back really strong. Of course, that still has a quarter to go. Right here, 9:29 separates the Bullets from the end of their season. They trail by 7, 83-76. Chenier out of the back court. Right side it goes to Reardon. Reardon now played by DeBuscher. Can't get in on him. Looks now inside for Unseld. Unseld forced out by Reed. Unseld holds the ball now, goes for the jumper. It's around and out. The rebound by DeBuscher. Give it to Frazier. Clyde will bring it across. Bullets haven't scored in 3 minutes of this quarter, and the Knicks are opening up the gap again. 83-76. Cross-court Monroe. Open jumper. Earl is in and out. Rebound by Reed. Big rebound. Outside of Monroe in the lane. He gets the pass off to Frazier. The open jumper is good. And once again, the Knicks lead by 9. As I said, it's a game of spurts. 85-76. All right, Clark brings it in. Lopez Hayes. Hayes spins. Offensive foul on Hayes. All right, Monroe triggers into Jackson in the backcourt as the Bullets try to press. Monroe gets it back. Earl will bring it across the line. Earl comes to the deep left side. Earl played now by Chenier. Earl comes head of the key. Cross-court Frazier. Frazier right side. Frazier right baseline. Frazier dribbling the ball. He'll bring it out now. Frazier backing Clark in the lane. Spins for the jumper. It is around the rim and no good. Rebound taken by Reed. Reed lays it up and in. And all of a sudden, the Knicks lead by 11, 87-76. The biggest lead of the game. All right, Clark brings it in. Clark, head of the key, still dribbling the ball. Clark crosses over, up for the jumper. It is short. Rebound, Hayes. Hayes in the lane. The jumper is no good, but he drew the foul on the play. Big offensive rebound by Elvin Hayes. Foul on Jackson. Fourth on Phil, and the first on the team. Bullets have gone 4 minutes and 4 seconds left scoring, and they still do as Hayes missed the first foul shot. Elvin in the ballgame at 15. All right, here's the foul shot by E. It is good. So the Bullets finally scores a 10-point lead, 87-77. It was 78-76 at the end of the third quarter. Monroe brings it across. Monroe now, left side. Monroe challenged by Chenier, stops his dribble, head of the key, Frazier, right of the key now for DeBuscher. Cross-court Jackson, the open jumper by Phil is no good off the rim. The rebound is up and no good. The rebound is no good. Rebound muscled up by Unseld. His outlet pass is thrown away. This crowd is going just berserk. Unbelievable crowd. Here's Frazier on the deep left side, holding the ball away from Clark. Now starts his dribble. Behind a Reed pick. Frazier behind the Reed pick. Now in the lane. He fakes. They're going to call a foul on Clark for holding. A non-shooting foul. Fourth on Archie. Second on the team. 7:21 left in the final quarter. This could be it for the Bullets, and the Knicks might advance. Let's see. Monroe outside. Played by Chenier. Earl, head of the key. Cross court for Jackson in the lane. A running lefty hook is good. Tough shot by Jackson. The Knicks have their largest lead, 12 points. All right, Archie Clark, forecourt. Reardon in the lane. Reardon fights through a pick. Has it kicked away by Frazier. Frazier, head of the field, got an easy lay-in. It's good. And the Bullets are being blown out. The Knicks lead by 14. All right, here's Clark working on Monroe. Goes to the hoop. Trying to get the pass off. It's knocked away by Monroe. Picked up by Clark. Clark knocked away on the end line by DeBuscher, out of bounds. All right, Archie will bring it in. 6:38 left in the game. The Bullets need a minor miracle here. Outside it goes to Clark. Clark off an Unseld pick. Forces the jumper up. It's good. And that's the first hoop for the Bullets in 5.5 minutes of the last quarter. Frazier across the line, played by Archie. 91-79. Frazier. Cross-court Monroe. Off a Reed pick. Earl, right baseline. Earl goes underneath, gets the layup. He misses it. The rebound is taken by Unseld. Outside to Clark, ahead to Reardon. Reardon driving right, lays it up. It is no good. Then he got called for the offensive foul. Here's Monroe, cross the line. Bullets make all kind of mistakes. Deep right side to Butcher. Low post for Reed. Played by Unseld. Spins on Unseld for the jumper. It's short off the rim. Rebound to West. Unseld now brings it across the line. Holds the dribble up. Give it back head of the key for Clark. Clark off an Unseld pick. Cross court Chenier. Chenier in the lane for the jumper. It's good. It's 91-81. 5:35 left in the ball game. Frazier to Monroe. The Knicks lead by 10. Monroe brings it in. Monroe's on the deep left side. Looking inside for DeBuscher. Finds him. DeBuscher spins for the jumper. It's no good off the front rim. Rebound by Chenier. Here's a 2-on-1 break, and it was thrown away. Thrown away, and Clark was claiming it was tipped, but it wasn't tipped. It's going to be New York ball. It's going to be New York ball, and the Knicks want time. There's a timeout with the score. The Knicks 91, Baltimore 81. Now more Knicks basketball in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second Glass Track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Knicks Radio Network.
In the Capital District, this is the home of the New York Knicks. WABY, Albany.
As you know, Atlanta is leading Boston at the end of three quarters, which would tie that series up at 2 games each. Their next game is scheduled for Wednesday and then Friday, so that series wouldn't wind up before next Friday. If Atlanta won, the first game would be played here next Sunday. We're guessing, but that's about the way it would be. If Boston should pull it out and then win on Wednesday night, the first game would be played against Boston, we think, Friday night. Okay, John.
All right, Frazier brings it in. The Knicks, 5:17 left in the game. DeBusschere, a long jumper is good. DeBusschere has 21 in the game. He's really heated up in the second half. All right, here's Clark. Works the right baseline. Looks in for Hayes. Now shoots a long jumper. It is good. Archie hits again. 93-83. 5 minutes left in the game. The Knicks are 5 minutes away from beating Baltimore 4-1. In forecourt, there's a foul on Clark on Frazier. Archie's 5th and the 3rd on the team. Be a non-shooting foul. All right, Frazier to bring it in. Frazier looking now on the sideline to Jackson. Jackson face guarded by Hayes. The ball goes to Reed. Now left baseline Monroe. Long jumper Earl is good. Oh, Monroe. What a shot. Deep left baseline. Here's Clark in forecourt. Archie's on the left side. Archie crossing over. Comes right at the key. Looks inside for Unseld. Unseld loses the ball underneath. It's picked up by DeBusschere. And this game is just about over. The Knicks lead by 12 with 4:30 left in the game. DeBusschere forecourt. Right side, Jackson, played by Hayes. Jackson to DeBusschere. DeBusschere with a right-hand hook from the baseline. It's no good. The rebound by DeBusschere, and he'll bring the ball out. To Monroe, left side Monroe. Monroe now will bring it out. Knicks want to waste some time, and well, they might. Time's their ally now. DeBusschere, left baseline, looking in for Jackson, finds Jackson. Jackson low post with Reardon, takes the jumper. It is good. Hit off the front rim, went in. That's about it. 97-83, and the Bullets won time. There's a timeout with the score. The Knicks 97 and the Bullets 83. Timeout for Volkswagen.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
There is only one car in America today that offers you as standard equipment this combination of extra features: electronic fuel injection, steel-belted radial tires, metallic paint, electric rear window defogger, 3-speed automatic transmission, and a timed preheater system that warms up the inside of the car for you. That car is the 1973 Volkswagen 412 four-door sedan, or 412 wagon. Volkswagen's luxury car, with a car full of extra features at no extra cost.
What does it take to make a car great? Volkswagen knows best.
Visit one of your local authorized Volkswagen dealers and find out why there are over 4 million Volkswagens on the American road today. Joe Hassell with John Sterling at Madison Square Garden. We have 3:57 to go in the game. New York is leading by 14. New York slowly coming out. Baltimore is just about set and ready to play. This could be a hectic 3 minutes and 57 seconds. If New York wins it, it means that Baltimore last Friday night played its last game at the Civic Center in Baltimore. Next year they'll be playing in a new arena at Largo, Maryland. John?
All right, head of the key, Unseld. Bullets need a minor miracle here. Clark in the lane for the jumper is good. Archie is heating up. He's got 26 in the game. The Knicks lead by 12. Monroe out of the backcourt. Now they're double teaming the ball. In forecourt, though, they find the open man, DeBusschere. DeBusschere unleashes the jumper. It is around and out. The rebound is knocked out of bounds, and it's off the Bullets. It'll be Nick ball. Frazier made a great play there. He really challenged the rebound, and it slipped off Hayes' hand. All right, Knicks will inbound, 3:37 underneath their own basket, left in the ball game. Knicks by 12. Frazier to trigger it. Frazier looking, and it's underneath to Reed. Reed spins for the jumper. It is good. Knicks by 14. Clark, forecourt. A long lead pass for Hayes is off the backboard. The pass was so high, and Frazier picks it up off the floor. Frazier comes across the line. Now they double team the ball. The open man now is Jackson. On the right side, he just holds the ball. Jackson now goes to the right baseline. Looking, holding the ball. Now it comes in the lane for Monroe. Monroe has it knocked away, picked up by Unseld. Unseld now triggers the pass to Chenier. Chenier in forecourt. Chenier underneath it goes to Reardon. Reardon in the lane. Trying to get it out to Chenier. He does. Head of the key jumper. Phil is around it out. The rebound is taken by Reed. The pass is knocked away by Clark out of bounds. It'll be the Knicks ball in. It really is over. 14-point lead. Frazier now inbounds to Jackson in backcourt. Jackson comes forecourt and holds his dribble up now. Jackson's pressured by Reardon, and they're going to call a foul on Reardon. Foul foul. Now DeBusschere goes out for Bradley, and DeBusschere gets a big hand. He had left with 21 points. All right, here comes the ball in play as Monroe over on the right baseline. Jackson drives on Unseld, reverses it up, and no good. Rebound Reed. He lays it up, and no good. Rebound Reed, and they're going to call what? Walk on Reed. Bullets will bring it up now, trailing by 14 with 2.5. Here's Clark crossing over. Clark head of the key, left of the key, Chenier. Underneath Unseld, he gets a layup. Unseld spun away, had the layup. It's 99-87, 2:20 left in the game. Backcourt, it's Jackson. Jackson, and they're going to call a backcourt foul on the Bullets, either Hayes or Chenier. And Jackson will get 3 to make 2 as the Bullets are now over the limit. First foul on Chenier. And Jackson will get 3 to make 2. 2:16 left in the ball game. It should be the end of the Bullet season as the Knicks are about to win this series 4 games to 1. The foul shot by Phil is no good, but he gets 2 more. He gets 2 coming. Jackson's had a really good ball game. 11 points. Foul shot Phil's good. 187. 13-point Knickerbocker lead. Foul shot Jackson is good. So Phil has 13. It's 101-87. Another 14-point lead. Here's Clark in forecourt. Right baseline, spinning for the jumper. He was fouled by Monroe. Shot was no good, but Earl draws the foul. Earl's first in the ball game, and Clark will be on the line for 2. The Bullets are led by Clark with 26, Reardon 17, Hayes 16, Unseld 12, Chenier 16. The Knicks are led by Monroe 26, DeBusschere 21. Frazier has 18, Jackson 13. Foul shot by Clark is good. It's 101-88. Foul shot, Archie, good. 101-89, 12-point Knick lead. Now Jackson has the ball knocked away by Chenier as he tries to inbound it. And it's knocked out of bounds. Monroe will trigger it in. Just over 2 remaining in the ball game. Now Monroe triggers it into Bradley. Bradley in backcourt leaves it for Monroe. Earl will bring it across double team. Gets the pass off to Bradley. Bradley forecourt. Cross court to Frazier on the left side. Knicks want to waste some time. They do. Pass goes to Bradley outside. Bradley now in the lane. Bradley with a running right-hander. It is good. Here's a pass to Reardon in forecourt. Reardon to the hoop behind his back. Chenier for the jumper. It's good. 103-91, a very safe 12-point lead. Here's the pass. It's knocked out of bounds by Reardon as Jackson triggered it in. 1:45 left in the game. 103-91. Knicks. Monroe to trigger it. Does so to Frazier. Frazier in the backcourt to Bradley. Still in backcourt, and Bill now will bring it across the line. He comes across the line, being played by Reardon, and Clark now goes to Frazier, deep outside. Here's Frazier in the lane. Frazier spins the pass underneath to Reed. He lays it up, and no good, but he was fouled by Hayes on the play. That's Hayes' 4th foul, and Bullets are over the limit, so Reed will get 3 to make 2. Gene Hsu sitting on the bench now, wondering if this is going to be his last game. Reported he may go elsewhere. Foul shot read is good. Hsu doesn't have any problem staying with the Bullets. It's whether he wants to or not. He can get a lot of offers. Foul shot read's good. And the Knicks will advance to the Eastern final round and will play either Boston or Atlanta. Here is Clark crossing over in the lane. He lays it up. It is no good. The rebound by Reed. Reed in the backcourt gives off to Bradley. 105-91. A minute 15 left in the game. Bradley spinning to forecourt. Ahead it goes to Reed. 10-footer by Willis is around it. Out the rebound by Wes Unseld. Long outlet pass forecourt stolen by Bradley. Bradley in forecourt. Bradley now holds it up. A minute remaining in the game. It's all over. Frazier, baseline, lays it up. It is good. In forecourt now, Archie Clark. 107-91, 16-point lead. The Knicks have blown it open. Clark, baseline, spins for the jumper over Frazier. No good. The rebound in the lane is taken by Chenier. Chenier in the lane, shoots a 5-footer up and in. And it's 107-93. 35 seconds left in the ballgame. Frazier brings it across. Frazier in the lane to Monroe. He gets an easy lay-in and he misses it. Flew an easy one. 3-on-2 Bullet break the other way. Clark in the lane goes all the way and lays it in. 107-95. 25 seconds. Archie has 30 points. Forecourt Reed pulls up the 10-footer. It's good. Reed has 12 in the ballgame. 109-95. Forecourt Hayes. Hayes stuffs it. 17 seconds left in the game. It's 109-97. Here comes Bradley forecourt. Bradley fouled by Reardon on the way to the forecourt. Clark and Earl Monroe shake hands. They're very, very good friends. Both, of course, spent some time in Philadelphia. In fact, they played on a team in the Summer League, the Baker League in Philadelphia together. Walt Frazier leaves as Neminger comes in. Clyde leaves with 20 points. Bradley on the line for 2. He misses the first. Bradley has 9 points in the game. Foul shot. Bill misses both of them. And Wes Unseld takes down the rebound. 10 seconds in the game. Chenier brings it across to Hayes. Hayes goes to the hoop and lays it in. And the final score will be 109-99. Here comes the buzzer, and listen to this crowd. That's the final score. 109 for the Knicks, 99 for the Bullets. The Knicks have won the series 4-1. They advance to the Eastern Final. Joe Hassell will have a Knicks wrap-up right after this message in just 60 seconds.
It's Ward Week when all America shops and saves with store-wide values such as these. In Ward's automotive department, save 60% off your second Glass Track belted road tamer when you buy the first tire at the regular price plus FET in trade. As an example, your second C78-14 tubeless black wall plus 208 federal excise tax and trade is just $14. Shop and save at Ward's in Albany and Mohawk Mall.
Tasting great, Mike's Giant Subs. On a date, Mike's Giant Subs.
On the ski slopes.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the skating rink.
Mike's Giant Subs.
At the game.
Mike's Giant Subs.
By the fire.
Mike's Giant Subs.
With your friends. Everywhere. Anytime.
Mike's Giant Subs. They're made with love. Made with love. 14 WABY.
Back at Madison Square Garden, where the New York Knicks now go into the finals of the Eastern Conference. Now, we don't know whether they'll play Boston or Atlanta. The Knicks winning this game 109-99. DeBusschere had 21 points. Bradley had 9, Reed 12, Frazier 20, Monroe 26, Meminger 6, Jackson 13, Lucas had 5. For Baltimore, Hayes had 20, Reardon had 17, Unseld 12, Clark had 30, Chenier had 20, Porter failed to score, Tresman failed to score. Baltimore led 31-26 in the first quarter. The second quarter, New York took the lead 54-45. At the end of the third quarter, it was New York 78, Baltimore 76, and the final score, the New York Knicks 109, Baltimore 99. We have a score at the end of a minute and a half, with a minute and a half to play in their game. With a minute and a half to play in their game, Atlanta leads Boston 95-90. With a minute and a half to play, Atlanta leads Boston 95-90. If Atlanta wins, that series is tied up at 2-2.